The 18 low hand Qi Gong derives from the Shaolin Temple exercises. These exercises were systematically recorded and handed down more than 100 years ago by the renowned Fan Shidong, a grand master in the northern praying mantis style of Kung Fu. The specific goal of these exercises is marrow cleansing and tendon changing, which according to an old Shaolin tradition was the secret to immortality. One of the reasons this Qigong is named 18 Lohan is that according to the Buddhist tradition, the Lohans, also known as Arhat, who are ranked between the fairy gods and the Buddha, are immortal. While this exercise will probably not make you immortal, it will improve your flexibility and strengthen your bones. While everyone can do these exercises, they are primarily geared for people who have a background in martial arts or are actively involved in sports activities. These exercises are designed to build up your qi so that you have more explosive power when practicing your chosen martial art. For those of you who do not practice martial arts but are involved in sports, this Qigong will help you to develop a greater degree of explosive power. It has proven to be effective in preventing sports injuries and also in helping you rebound back from a sports injury. For those of you concerned with improving and maintaining your health, this Qigong is effective in retarding and even preventing the development of arthritis, osteoporosis, frozen shoulders, stiff joints, and other joint, bone, and tendon problems. There were originally 18 different styles of martial arts from which praying mantis was derived. Because of this, the number 18 was chosen to describe the 18 different Qi movements contained in this set of exercises. As a precondition to understanding why this Qigong is so valuable, we must understand the difference between Li and Jing. Li is raw power or force. It deals with solids. It is used, for instance, in breaking boards. Jing, on the other hand, is condensed or refined force. It combines concepts of solids and fluids. For example, the human body contains solids, liquids, and gas, all of which are a source of strength. If you use raw power to open a bottle of water, you cannot get the water out unless you hit and break the bottle. Whereas if you use Jing power, you remove the cap, turn the bottle over, and pour the liquid out. Jing is used to create energy waves. For instance, when applied on the human body, it can create shock that can cause internal damage, such as bleeding or hemorrhage, or the choking up or sealing off of the respiratory tubes. This type of damage cannot be inflicted by Li power, only by Jing. Thus, Jing is an important ingredient in martial arts. Jing occurs when you combine your original raw force, Li, with your mind and Qi. Martial arts, when done correctly, requires the use of Jing and not raw force or Li alone. The most important thing about Jing and martial arts is timing and distance. You have to be economical in order to apply Jing. If you are chopping something, you need distance when you are using raw force. In the same way, if you are fighting and someone punches and you use Li to block, you would then have to retract your hand and employ the distance that you retracted in order to generate the force for the punch. This is not economical, therefore it is not Jing. And also, when you have to bring your hand back to create a distance from which to punch, you open yourself up and thus create what we call a leak. We have discussed distance now, let us discuss timing. Some people believe that quickness is the answer to everything. Having quick hands, for instance, is a valuable asset. But using the quickness at the appropriate time is more important. Thus, timing is the important principle, and finding the most economical time to employ a technique is an important aspect of Jing. Fa Jing is a power issuing. We know that Jing requires mind or spirit, Li or raw power, and Qi or energy. But how does this issue from the body, and how can it be employed in the most economical way? The principle of Fa Jing answers these questions. Master Su will now demonstrate on Ponsek the differences between a punch using Li and a punch using Jing. If you use Li to strike an opponent, you need distance in order to generate power. No matter how quick your hands are, covering that distance takes time. On the other hand, if you use Jing, you don't have to relocate your fist to generate energy. You can continue from the first point forward to the second point, and so on. Thus, Jing is more economical, and there are less leaks in your defense. People often call Jing short power or hidden power because the distance is so drastically reduced. Power coming from Jing is very destructive. It is very dangerous and should only be used in life-threatening situations, since it is easy to disable or kill your opponent. When we talk about Jing, we are talking about what is going on inside. For instance, if Master Su brings his hand down, this is obvious power. However, when he uses hidden power, the movement is more internal. In the same way, a bullet fired from a gun has a spiraling power. A bomb exploding has an explosive power, and these are both forms of internal power. Some people feel that since they are not interested in martial arts, this type of exercise is of no value to them. This is not the case. The same process is extremely valuable for one's health because the Jing exercise requires concentration of mind and qi circulation, and this process will improve health and healing. For example, if you fall down and injure yourself, if you can use Jing and Fa Jing, you can circulate qi through a bruised or injured area, and this will speed up the healing process. This same Fa Jing principle can be used to purge your system of illness throughout your body. For example, if you maintain a program of Qigong and use a Qigong that involves purging yourself, such as this one, part of what you are purging may be cancer cells that will then have a reduced chance of growing. Preventing illness and maintaining good health really depends on you. Keeping yourself healthy is more important than waiting until you get sick and looking for a doctor. Staying healthy is your responsibility. Master Su has been a doctor of acupuncture for more than 40 years. As a doctor, he knows he can help you with a specific problem. But the secret to good health is up to you. So you can't depend on a doctor, you must depend on yourself. When Master Su has a patient and he sees him for a tooth pain, and a week later he sees him for a knee pain, and later for another problem, he deals with specific things. The patient, however, has to deal with maintaining his own good health. 18 Lohan Qigong is a martial art Qigong. Martial art Qigong emphasizes Fa Jing. Martial art Qigong deals with going from the internal to the external. Most Qigongs for health remain internal and deal with internal circulation. Here we are dealing with the power going out of the body, thus we are dealing with purging of the body. Martial art Qigong, because it deals with purging, can bring about healing and strength faster than many health Qigongs. The first thing that you must understand in order to do a martial art Qigong is relaxation. You need to understand the principle of yin and yang in order to achieve true relaxation. Going out is yang and coming in is yin. If you want to issue power, you must be completely relaxed. In other words, you really have to be yin. You have to be really yin to turn into yang. If you tense before you strike, it is like striking yourself first. The second item is tendon stretching. Stretching the tendon allows the qi to flow stronger and smoother. Stretching tendons reduces stress. There are many ways to train relaxation. Some people use sitting meditation. This is fine if you are able to do it, But Master Su believes that it is very hard to clear your mind of all thought. He thinks it's easier to keep only one thought in mind, namely stretching. Stretching is very important, as Master Su demonstrates, while Marit is doing a horse dance. It is necessary to stretch all of the joints and tendons. For instance, the head is straight with chin in, thereby stretching the neck. The shoulders are dropped with the scapula down. The elbows are stretched and sinking at the same time. The wrist is stretched. The tailbone is tucked in, thereby stretching the vertebral column. The hip joint is stretched so the pelvis is round. The knees are bent and inward to create a stretch. And finally, your feet has the toes grabbing the ground, cupping the foot, which again stretches them. Stretching, of course, is tension and is extremely young, but it is followed by the relaxation, which is yin. This same principle is used in Chinese acupressure, where deep massage and stretching are used to create relaxation. These massages make you physically more relaxed, and then you become mentally more relaxed as well. At the same time, care must be taken while doing these exercises to stay within the limits of your own abilities. Not everyone can or should do all of the exercises depicted on this tape, and it is better to stay with those exercises that you can do without overextending yourself. There are at least 54 moves in the entire 18 Lohan. One way of looking at this is that each Lohan consists of a yin move and a yang move, and a move that combines and balances the energy. For those of you who are not familiar with the term, a Lohan is a saint or guardian who sits at the feet of the Buddha. Thus, each set of movements symbolically represents one of the Lohan. The first exercise is called the Immortal Salutes. The purpose of the exercise is to empty the chest and make the dantian solid by dropping the qi from the chest to the dantian. Proper breathing is necessary part of this exercise. Stand with your feet together and with your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Slowly inhale with your fists at your side. While punching forward and bringing your fists to chest level, exhale sharply. Hold your breath as you open your palms and press forward. Become aware of a stretch in your shoulder blades. Rotate your hands so your palms are facing upward and slowly close your fingers tightly, forming fists in both hands as you inhale and bring your hands back to your sides. This constitutes the yang movement. Like all of the following movements, it is traditionally repeated 8 times, although each person can use their own discretion with regard to the number of repetitions. The yin movement begins as you inhale and punch straight up over your head while stretching arms and shoulders. The next movement emphasizes the stretching of your spinal cord. While you look upward, exhale and slowly bend forward until your fists touch the ground in front of you.